Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live in the most haunted castle in the world? Well, the Ryan family does just that. And let's just say their housemaids are a little spirited. On today's Haunted History episode of Are You Afraid of the Dork? Welcome, brave souls, to a place where history is written in blood and the ghosts don't bother paying rent. Leap Castle in Ireland. This isn't your average historical tour. We're diving deep into a fortress of fratricide, forgotten dungeons, and a creature that's definitely not human. The story of Leap Castle, or originally Leam Ui Bornain, Leap of the O'Bannons, likely begins around 1250 A.D. The O'Bannon clan were the original builders, but they were subject to the ruling O'Carroll clan. And let me tell you, the O'Carrolls didn't exactly have a reputation for being warm and fuzzy. They were the kind of family that made medieval power struggles look like a friendly game of chess. For centuries, this castle was a hotspot for violence. In 1513, the Earl of Kildare tried to take it and failed. He came back 3 years later, a bit angrier, and managed to knock some of it down. But the O'Carrolls, persistent as ever, got it back. This is where the family drama really kicks into high gear. After the clan leader Mulrooney O'Carroll died in 1532, a vicious rivalry for the top spot broke out. One of the contenders was the priest of the O'Carrolls, Thaddeus. One day, he was holding mass right here in the castle chapel for his family. Suddenly, his own brother, One-Eyed Tige, burst in. In front of everyone, Tige plunged his sword into his priest's brother, who collapsed and died right on the altar. The chapel has been known as the Bloody Chapel ever since. Talk about a hostile work environment. And yes, you guessed it, Thaddeus's ghost is said to still be here, sometimes lighting up the chapel with an eerie glow. If you're enjoying this dive into the macabre, do us a favor and hit that like button. It helps us bring you more tales from the world's most haunted places. Now, things got even darker. The O'Carrolls had a habit of not paying their bills. They once hired about 40 members of the McMahon clan to teach them new battle tactics. After the McMahons helped them win a victory, the O'Carrolls threw a celebratory feast. The catch, the food was poisoned. They killed their trainers just to avoid paying them. This clan really took brutal to a whole new level. Naturally, the ghosts of the betrayed McMahons are said to roam these halls, probably still looking for their paycheck. The castle eventually passed to the Derby family in the 17th century, and while you'd think things might calm down, they just got weirder. One of the Derbys, Mildred, was a writer of Gothic novels. In the late 1800s, she started holding seances in the castle. This is when the stories of Leap's hauntings really went public. It's almost as if inviting spirits for a chat makes them stick around. Who knew? During restoration work in 1922, workmen made a truly horrifying discovery behind a wall in the Bloody Chapel. They found a hidden dungeon, and inside it an oubliette next to the subscribe button. The word comes from the French oublier, meaning to forget. And that's exactly what happened to the people thrown in. It was a deep pit with 8-foot spikes at the bottom. Workmen removed 3 cartloads of human bones, the remains of over 150 people. Adding to the mystery, they found a pocket watch from the mid-19th century, meaning this gruesome pit was used much more recently than anyone thought. Some visitors say they feel an inexplicable urge to jump in. Best to keep your distance. The castle itself was burned down in 1922 during the Irish Civil War and lay in ruins for decades. Then, in 1991, musician Sean Ryan and his wife Anne bought it and began the painstaking process of restoration. The spirits, however, weren't thrilled with the renovations. Sean reported being pushed off a ladder twice. So he did what any reasonable person living in a haunted castle would do. He had a little chat with a ghost, explaining he was there to fix up their home and that they were welcome to stay. After that, the paranormal pranks apparently stopped. So who are these permanent residents? Well, it's a crowded house. There's an old man often seen relaxing by the fireplace in the main hall. He seems harmless enough. Then there are two little girls, Emily and Charlotte. Emily is said to have fallen from the battlements at age 11. People report seeing the horrifying sight of a young girl falling, only to vanish just before she hits the ground. Charlotte is seen limping around, apparently having had a deformed leg in life. A spirit known as the governess is often seen with them, still on duty in the afterlife. I hope she's getting overtime pay. Then there's the Red Lady. This is a truly terrifying and tragic figure. She's a tall, slender woman in a red gown who appears holding a dagger, ready to strike. One story says she was assaulted by an O'Carroll, and when her baby was born, the O'Carrolls murdered the infant. In her grief, she took her own life with the same dagger. Another version says she was stabbed to death while trying to escape the family's cruelty. Either way, her presence is filled with sorrow and rage. But the most unsettling resident of Leap Castle isn't a ghost at all. It's something much older and never human. It's known as an elemental. Some believe it was summoned by ancient druids to protect the sacred land long before the castle was even built. Others whisper that Gerald Fitzgerald, the earl who failed to conquer the castle, summoned it to curse the O'Carrolls. Mildred Darby, the seance-loving novelist, claimed she came face to face with it during one of her rituals. She described a gaunt, sheep-sized creature with a human-like decomposed face and a horrifying stench of decay. It's an unpredictable, powerful entity that supposedly hasn't been seen since 2006. Let's hope it stays that way. Today, Sean and Anne Ryan live in the castle, coexisting with its many spectral inhabitants. They've embraced the history, the horror, and the sheer weariness of their home, turning a blood-soaked ruin into a place of music, life, and, ghosts. They prove that with a little understanding, even the most haunted house can become a home. Just maybe keep one eye open when you're on a ladder. Which of the denizens would you hope to run into while at Leap Castle? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious.